In 1979, a group of concerned citizens came together to discuss the issue of homelessness in Richmond and the surrounding areas. This diverse group consisted of church members as well as people working in human service organizations. They completed a needs assessment and determined that we do have a significant need for shelter services in the Richmond area. In 1980, the group became a 501c3, which is a nonprofit organization. We secured a building at 2 East Main Street in the Richmond community. Today, this beautiful home still serves women and children experiencing a housing crisis. In 1994, Emergency Shelter Incorporated secured a building at 11 West Gray Street. This building remains our men's emergency shelter today, and we serve 28 gentlemen each night. A couple years later, we created a transitional program for women and children. This program is a little different than emergency shelter because the families can live in apartments for up to 2 years. So they have a longer time to engage in intensive services to get back on their feet.
My name is Calendria Brown Jones. I became homeless in 2000. I received a diagnosis of bipolar, and that began to kind of spiral out of control. Coming through that door was the hardest thing I had to do. I was scared, I was angry, I was frustrated, I was depleted, I was worn out, to say the least. So I didn't come in here wanting to be responsible. It wasn't my fault that I got bipolar. It wasn't my fault I was homeless. It wasn't my fault my kids were taken from me. It wasn't. So I sat for months at a time saying, nope, it wasn't my fault. Nope, I grew up and this is what my situation was when I grew up, and my mother this and my mother that and my father this and my father that. And it's almost like they said, okay, we don't want to hear about none of that anymore. What are you going to do from this point forward? What are you going to change so that you and your children can be in a place that you don't have to have this happen again? And like I said, I think that's what sets the program apart from any other program.
In this community, there were no programs that would serve single fathers or families in a variety of compositions, so HomeAgain really stepped up to meet this need. We created the Family Enriched Transitional Program serving diverse families. This could be multi-generational families, single fathers, couples. We also serve single men working to reunify with their children, as well as single women working to reunite with their children.
HomeAgain just played a big part in just putting my family together, putting my mind back where it needed to be, and just giving me stability.
Emergency Shelter Incorporated began a partnership with the Veterans Administration in 1998. This partnership has evolved over the years, and in 2001 we opened the first transitional housing program for veterans in a housing crisis. This facility is beautiful. It's located on the Hunter Holmes McGuire campus, so the gentlemen residing in that program have easy access to medical services, mental health, as well as substance abuse through the McGuire Hospital. This program remains the largest transitional housing program serving veterans in a housing crisis. We have 4 solid housing programs in this community. Each program provides intensive services. These include case management, as well as life skill services, including money management. We help place folks in new employment opportunities to increase their income. Our entire goal in all of these programs is to see folks grow their independence and move into permanent housing.
So HomeAgain deals with everything. It's not just you come in here and you're homeless and that's it. It deals with every aspect of your life that you are willing to have changed. It's a willingness. It's not something that you get it. You gotta be willing to receive it. At times I just didn't want to be bothered. The staff would not allow me to just put my head under the cover and just go to sleep and just pretend like it's not going on. And coming through that door was like giving up everything. I was like, I had to listen to the rules. There were rules and regulations that you had to follow. There were deadlines you had to meet. There were goals you had to set. So it gives you structure. Not, I don't think I've ever seen a program that has that much structure where it touches all those elements, tutoring, what time we eat, what time they go to bed, making sure that all these little things, it's almost like you rebuild yourself.
We saw 83% of our families move into permanent housing from our Family Enriched Transitional Program last year. This is a huge accomplishment. HomeAgain was chosen to be the lead agency for 2 new programs. They began in November of 2009. CHOSA, which stands for Collaborative Housing Opportunities for Single Adults, is a program in the city of Richmond. Our second program is called Housing Jumpstart, and this program is located in Chesterfield County. We serve families as well as individuals, and like CHOSA, we provide case management, housing services to mediate issues with landlords, and a rental subsidy to help with utilities and rent payments. This allows families to rapidly rehouse into permanent housing with ongoing services to maintain their housing. At our children's programs, our family shelter and our family transitional program, we provide effective best practice children's services. These include tutoring, a therapy group to help the children deal with conflict and grief and loss.
They make sure they take care of not just you as a mother, but the children in their situation. I think it's much more difficult for the children because they don't have a way of letting you know, I don't like it here, I don't want to be here, I don't understand. They don't know how to put that into words sometimes, so sometimes acting out is the way. And the children's specialist is really good at helping them understand this is just for a moment, and mommy's going to do what she needs to do, and can you be on the same team and help mommy get some of that stuff done.
I see HomeAgain remaining the leading provider of homeless services in the Richmond community. As long as we have community support and continued collaboration, we are here to stay. We will continue to serve this community with passion and effectiveness. Our staff will remain committed to our vision and our mission. We instill hope and we help our clients dream of a path towards independence. We help them get there, and we will continue to do that for those in need in this community.
What I learned later on, in retrospect looking back, is that I gave up a lot, but I left with much more than I gave up. That's what this place is all about. That's what HomeAgain is all about. It gives you a place to stumble, and you're going to fall, and you're going to make mistakes, and you're not always going to agree with everything. But at the end of the day, it's all for one divine purpose, and that's to get you back where you need to be. And it may not necessarily be where you were. And I think that's what made it powerful for me, because I didn't go back in any way, form, or fashion to where I was. I became something totally different, and I didn't even know I had it in me. I didn't even know I had it in me.